Welcome back to Lockhart Tarot, my friends. My name is Loki, and today we have another pick a card reading. So we have three piles. We have pile 1 with Zebra Jasper, pile 2 with Blue Tiger's Eye, you can't really tell, and then pile 3 with a chunk of citrine. So today's pick a card is going to be, what are my messages from Spirit, from Source? So go ahead and take a minute and center yourself. Focus on which of the three really resonates with you. If they all resonate, you can watch them all, but try picking just one or two. Go with what really sticks out to you. Go with your first initial reaction. So go ahead and take a minute and then pause the video if you got to, and we'll get right into it. So we have pile 1 with Zebra Jasper. The Sun. So the Sun is all about self-acceptance. It's about really loving yourself. So I think the message here is let yourself shine even though you feel like you're not bright enough. Do you know what I mean? Let yourself shine like the sun would. Because if you look, you see like that little baby on the horse, he's happier than a pig in shit. You know what I'm saying? He's having a grand old time. He's having a good time. Let's see what else we got here. We've got the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is largely about, I don't want to say self-pity or like victim mentality, but it's more about holding yourself back, not allowing yourself to shine. So this girl here, nothing is really keeping her. She's not bound to anything. She's just sitting there and she's kind of indecisive. She doesn't know what she wants to do. She's just sitting there with her two swords and a blindfold on under the moon, as you do, sort of just not allowing herself to reach her full potential because she's not acting on it. She's not allowing herself to shine like she should. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is kind of a bummer. It's a it can be about a lot of things like poverty and such, but in this context I read it as allowing yourself help from your friends if you're in a hard place, you know, because they're kind of sticking together. It's hard to see because it's blue, I know. They're sticking together, you know. Times are hard, not everything's going really well for them, but they still allow their friends to help them. They stick together, they stick with their support group. So yeah, really just allow yourself to shine. Try to get out of that mentality of being, you know, indecisive and not allowing yourself to grow, not allowing yourself to move. Do you know what I mean? So let's see what the Oracle has to say. Building blocks. Oh, it's all out of focus. There we go. Building blocks. So this card tells me that you have the foundation for what you want to do. You have all of the building blocks. You know, you've got the full Lego set. You aren't missing a piece. You just have to take the time and allow yourself to build on it. Do you know what I mean? You got to allow yourself some freedom, allow yourself to make mistakes. Allow yourself some time to build these things, like I said. All right, well, I hope that resonates with you. Ooh, I bumped the camera. I hope that resonates with you. I know it was super quick, but I just wanted to get right through it and try not to take so much time trying to overanalyze things. So that's how I interpret it. I hope it resonates with you. And yes, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you liked it. And leave me a comment or a like. That really helps. And I hope you have a blessed day. We're going to go on to pile number 2. So we have pile number 2 with the Blue Tiger's Eye. It just looks black in this light, but it's quite pretty. So, King of Wands. Okay, so the King of Wands is somebody who is already sort of at the top. He is passionate, you know, he's a hard worker, he's fatherly, fiery. But the downside to the King of Wands is sometimes he lets his passion get ahead of him or get the best of him. So I would say that this is telling you to try to aim to be more like the King of Wands and his good attributes and not his bad attributes. Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles, who is one of my favorite queens, actually. She is very loving, nurturing, I should say. She's frugal. She knows what's up. She's a mother. She represents fertility, things like that. But the downsides to the Queen of the Queen of Pentacles is she sometimes gets a little too overprotective. So she's very protective, obviously. She's emotionally balanced, but she sometimes gets to be a bit too much of like a mama bear, if you know what I mean. And the King of Wands, he's more... what's the word I'm looking for? He's very, like, he strives for truth. He lives for his word. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is trying to balance out the characteristics of these two, because they both have good and bad characteristics, as all court cards do. I know that's not very descriptive, but I'm trying to lead myself away from using my notes. And then we have the Ten of Cups, which is all about a happy family, a happy home life, something like that. So another message that this could be is the king and the queen, even though they're not from the same suit, they could potentially make a family. Do you know what I mean? Because this is also about happy family life. You see there's a little family there. So it could mean that you are leading yourself into a better home life. Perhaps one of you is a earth sign and one of you is a fire sign. Not necessarily. If there is another person involved. If not, I would say it's just like balancing your good and your bad attributes, you know, your fire and your earth. Make sure that you have a healthy balance between the two. Fork in the road. Interesting. So fork in the road is about not being able to really decide where to go. Now I could interpret fork in the road for this as maybe you're stuck between two people, or maybe you're having problems trying to figure out which person you want to be. Do you know what I mean? But overall, I think the message for this particular pile is to be true to yourself, allow yourself time, and not to worry about where you're going too much, because in the end, you will get there. It's not so much about the journey. So let yourself have that happy ending without worrying about how you're going to get there just yet. You know, take it easy on yourself. I think that's all I'm going to say about that one. I hope that makes sense to you. So, yeah, I hope that resonated with you. Go ahead and leave me a comment or a like or subscribe if you liked it. That really helps me out. And thank you so much. And have a blessed day. So we're going to move on to pile 3. We have pile 3 with the citrine. I love citrine. Hold on, let me take a little sip of my drink. Small intermission. Sometimes talking so much gets my mouth dry. So you have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is usually someone who is young. They are truthful, honest. They're a student, they're a writer, they're intellectual. But sometimes they get a little lost looking ahead. They look too far into the distance and they don't really stop and take stock of what's around them. They're too busy looking at the horizon. Do you know what I mean? So I think that card is not really a warning, but urging you to maybe not look so far ahead. Maybe stop and ground yourself and get your head out of the clouds. The Seven of Pentacles. Speaking of being grounded, the Seven of Pentacles is taking stock in what you have. He's working. He's been working, obviously, but he's assessing what he's got. So, you know, maybe it's time for you to sort of take a moment, take stock in what you've done and how far you've come, and stop worrying so much about how, you know, what's ahead of you, and look at all the things that you already have. Do you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? And then we have the Chariot. Okay, interesting. The Chariot is about change, movement, often quick movement. It can be about some negative things as well, but I don't really see this as a negative interpretation. What I see here is that once you get your head out of the clouds, not, I don't mean that in a in a rude way. I'm not saying your head is in the clouds all the time, but once you get your head out of the clouds and you start to focus on what you have instead of what you don't have or what you're looking forward to, real progress and change, real movement will come swiftly for you. Then we have Unfinished Symphony. Okay, so there may be some things that you don't have done yet, or that you haven't gotten to do yet, because you're not going and doing them. Do you know what I mean? The Page of Wands is a doer. The Page of Swords is a thinker. So he's thinking about it. He's not actually going to do it. He's got his sword ready. He could totally take a swing if he wanted to, but he's not doing it. He's just thinking about it. So it's not done yet. The Seven of Pentacles is telling you, look at all you have. Don't worry about it too much. But in order to get all of these pentacles that the Seven of Pentacles has, he had to work for it. He had to actually do something. So once you stop thinking about what you want to do and start doing what you want to do, the change will come quickly and you'll finish up that symphony. I think that's probably one of the clearest interpretations I've had this entire reading. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it resonated with you. If you liked it, do me a favor and like it. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you want to. That really helps me out. Thank you so much. And yeah, have a blessed day.